KRS-One, I opened for him in a concert, and he said, you know, I think if you start doing this, I think you can change the way people think about classical music and hip hop. And so, you know, and that was a very, very big statement. And so, you know, it's two people at, you know, kind of the highest echelons of what they're doing telling me something very, very similar, you know, and they're completely at the opposite sides of the musical spectrum. So that's when I started realizing, you know what I'm doing is very unique. And that's when I said, okay, because it's unique, I think I can start making a living.
Hello, the 27-year-old cellist, songwriter, and saxophonist, Olusola. Born to Nigerian parents, he made his nation proud. In 2015, his music group, the Pentatonics, plucked a Grammy for Best Instrumental Arrangement. Our chat begins with his love for music and the first instrument he fell in love with.
I was not planning on playing the cello. My sister was playing violin by this woman named Dr. Joan Mack in Owensboro, Kentucky, who taught lessons to all the different students in town. And I went and I said, listen, I don't really want to play. And she said, oh, no, you should. And I was like, no. And then she gave me this, basically this wooden box. And she said, if you want to try it, you should try it. But at any point you don't want to do this, just stop. And
is this your mom telling you this, or your?
No, this is my teacher, my cello teacher, Dr. Joan Mack. And I just kept doing it, and I didn't stop, and I still haven't stopped, you know. And so I'm really thankful. But yeah, that. And then I did the saxophone at 10, only because I saw Bill Clinton do it on the Arsenio Hall show, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Music is an open-ended question in terms of how you pursue it. There's no guarantee you're ever going to make it or make money. But what I had to tell them was, you know what, it was at the same time where I was realizing, you know, two people had told me that I could do this. One was KRS-One, who's a big old school hip hop rapper, and one was Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh,
and
they just told you?
They
pick up the phone.
You know, I wish it was like that. It was more that.
Just call them up.
I know, right?
What?
So Yo-Yo Ma I did this competition that Yo-Yo Ma hosted, and I got second place in it. And he said that my music was inventive and unexpected. And then KRS-One, I opened for him in a concert, and he said, you know, I think if you start doing this, I think you can change the way people think about classical music and hip hop. And so, you know, and that was a very, very big statement. And so, you know, it's two people at, you know, kind of the highest echelons of what they're doing telling me something very, very similar, you know, and they're completely at the opposite sides of the musical spectrum. So that's when I started realizing, you know what I'm doing is very unique. And that's when I said, okay, because it's unique, I think I can start making a living. I think that's the basis of entrepreneurship in general, you know, and I feel like that's something that's also a huge part of Nigerian culture, to start things and be and thrive as entrepreneurs. And so I didn't realize that at that time that's what it was, entrepreneurship in a way. But I think when I was telling my parents, you know, I realized I can actually do this because what I'm doing is unique, and I think people are realizing that at the highest levels of music. And so I know I can make a living doing this. And they said, okay, if you think so. And you know, it just took a while to really convince them that this is a viable career.
How did you transition to the reality TV show?
Absolutely. Well, the good thing about that time was that when I made the decision to go into music, it was my junior year, and I didn't know necessarily what I was going to do, but I was also about to take a year off and live in China for a year, studying Chinese in an amazing program at Tsinghua University. And so that was good because it afforded me time to start exploring a little bit of my talents, and it gave me some time to start putting up YouTube videos, because you know, the only thing I knew was that YouTube was a platform where people can put up music for free and put up videos for free. And I thought, what I'm doing is interesting. Granted, I was not skilled at playing cello and beatboxing at the same time at that time. It was real bad. But I knew I could get better, you know. It's just, you know, it's development. So during that time in China, I developed more, and I started working on this piece during the summer before I came back my senior year, on this piece called Julio, which is a piece written by a guy named Mark Summer. He's part of the Turtle Island String Quartet, incredible jazz string quartet. They've won Grammys and everything. And I heard this piece when I was in high school, and I never thought I had the swag to play it, because it's this modern cello piece with swag, literally just with swag. And so I started working on it that summer, and I continuously worked on it for a full year throughout my senior year of college. And I got nominated for a senior prize, and they asked me to put up some material on YouTube, so I put that piece up, and it just started getting views. It started going viral, and that's how Scott found me from Pentatonics. That's how he found me and said, "Hey, we're actually looking for a beatboxer. We want to try out for this TV show." And that's how Quincy Jones found me. Other people have found me, and so it's a blessing that one video could afford me so many opportunities to do music.